Why did God give us free choice? I kind of think it was like God's risk whenever He decided to give man free choice. But He doesn't want robots that have no choice but to do what He wants them to do. He wants people that choose of their own free will to love Him, to be obedient to Him, to live their life for Him. And so choice is a great benefit. It shows that God puts His trust in us. Choice gives us authority. And I like that. I like the scriptures about you reap what you sow, because I feel like that also gives me some authority over what's going to happen in my life. But the thing that I want to make sure that you realize today is that not only does having free choice give you authority, but it gives you responsibility. And sometimes we don't think about that. Oh, it's so wonderful to be able to choose what I'm going to do, but there's always a consequence to every decision that we make. It may be a great, wonderful consequence, but if we make the wrong choice, then it's not a very good consequence. And because people today especially are not real fond of taking responsibility, there was a time when being responsible was considered the honorable thing to do. But it seems like today there's a lot of people that try to avoid responsibility. But we can't do that with the things of God. If you work out regularly at a gym, or you exercise regularly, or you walk regularly, whatever, you're going to reap the benefits of that. You're going to have a good consequence from that. You say, well, I tried it and all I got was sore. Well, you didn't go long enough to make sure that it started doing you any good. But how many people do, even Dave and I know, I'm sure you know people, they look 10 years older than what they are. They feel bad. They have practically no muscle mass. And they'll look at people that are in good shape and say, well, I wish I looked like that. Or I wish I was that strong. Well, the people that are strong didn't get it by wishing. They did it by making the right choice. And you know, when I talk about wisdom, when I teach out of the book of Proverbs, I always like to say, and this is my own definition of wisdom, but I think it's accurate, that wisdom is choosing to do now what you will be satisfied with later on. You see, when we live by emotion, we do what feels good right now, but then later on, many times, we're sorry that we made that choice. But to be a wise person means that you do now, even if it's hard, what you will be satisfied with later on in your life. Joshua 24:15, Joshua said a wise thing. He said, but if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates are the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Well, I love that. Are you just doing what your friends do because you'll be included in the group? Or are you serving God whether they want to or not? Sometimes we have to be willing to stand alone if it means doing the right thing. So many people let what other people think of them and say about them and do or don't do determine their decisions for life. But it's really very foolish, because when it all comes down to it, you and you alone are going to bear the consequences of your decisions. Now, we don't want to let other people make our choices for us. That doesn't mean that we can't get advice from somebody. Maybe you need a word of advice, and so you go to a couple people and you ask them what they would do. But the bottom line is the final choice must be yours, because, let me say it again, you and you alone are going to bear the consequences of your choice. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but a lot of people like to give you a lot of advice. And everybody has an opinion. But your life belongs to you, and you need to not just do what you want to do, but what you feel like God would want you to do in every situation in life. Some people will control you if you let them. But you know what? You have just as much responsibility to not let them control you as they have to not try to control you. Control really is a type of witchcraft. The devil tries to control, but God always leads and guides and leaves us with the choice. But when people are giving you the message, if you don't do what I want, then we're not going to be friends or you're going to be out of the group, you need to stand firm and do what you believe God wants you to do.
We hope you enjoyed this teaching. To get more from Joyce, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.